Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
A poor man prayers,
every man bleeds.
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. Yeah, I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again.
Under the Fair Use Act, these videos are for information and educational purposes, and I do not own the rights to any of these videos that are shown. All rights reserved to the original content creators.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy SL550, and this is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast. Today, man, we're gonna tap in with RJTalksTv. He's gonna go over I believe it's some new information that came out with Nancy Pelosi and this whole insider trading thing that she had going on. And I believe Donald Trump is trying to pass something to where politicians can no longer do insider trading. Honestly, I believe this might even be a bipartisan thing that gets passed, because I've even heard people like AOC allude to this being, something that they want to do too. So we'll see about that story. Also, in another story, this Epstein thing has been a major story for over a year now. As far as it's been a story for years, but they've been making they've been beefing it up to this big old thing, pause. But the whole thing is what it is because they are hoping to find something with Donald Trump in these files, right? So Democrats pushing for all this information to come out. They said over 400,000 files, if I'm not mistaken, have came out. And really, the one everybody is seeing the most in the files is Bill Clinton. So Brian Maxwell goes over this whole ordeal, and that's going to be the show for the day. So I'm doing something new. I'm going to still continue to go live, but I'm going to make the lives shorter because I feel like the hour and a half lives is too long. So we're just going to keep it short and simple and have some fun with it. So before we start, man, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time your boy go live. Let's get straight into it.
Nancy Pelosi has been caught in the largest insider trading scandal in history. New public documents proving just how much money the California Congresswoman has made, how she's outperforming the S&P, the Dow Jones, Warren Buffett, even Steve Cohen from SAC Capital, outperforming every single hedge fund out there, and what she's now doing, attempting to do to stay out of trouble.
If I own stock in something and I do a good job and the stock market goes up, I guess I'm profiting. But who really profits is somebody like Nancy Pelosi, who uses inside information. She worked for $175,000 a year, and that's at the high end, and she's worth $150, $200 million. Okay? You ought to look at Nancy Pelosi, and you ought to look at some of these politicians that are stone cold crooks. I was very wealthy when I came in. Being president, I probably cost me money if you really look.
Everyone knows if you follow Nancy's stock picks, which you can do, by the way, on X, there's a Nancy Pelosi stock tracker. We all know if you follow her picks, you'd be in a pretty good spot, which is nuts when you think about it. Well, the latest numbers have been released showing the best returns going back 14 years. This includes Warren Buffett, the S&P, the Dow Jones. She leaves Stephen Cohen from SAC Capital in the dust. Stan Druckenmiller doesn't stand a chance. The best of the best stock.
So that, come on, bro. Come on. Nancy Pelosi is doing better than people like, this is what they do. Warren Buffett, we know, business tycoon, mogul. Like, these are business people who've been doing this forever. And Nancy Pelosi is doing better than them. Come on, bro. It's just corruption on top of corruption. And the thing is, like, that's all that's coming out. And real quick, I actually seen Officer Tatum. He was talking about this whole Epstein thing, and he played a clip of Donald Trump somebody asked Donald Trump. He was at Mar-a-Lago. They asked him about these Epstein files and Bill Clinton being in them, and basically he was just saying like, look, Bill Clinton is a good friend, and I hate that all of this stuff is coming out. And he was like, at the end of the day, Jeffrey Epstein was seen in pictures with everybody he was around. You know what I'm saying? So basically, basically defending people, saying like, look, it doesn't mean anything malicious if this guy is in a picture with somebody. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why things are being redacted. Even though they said it doesn't matter whether somebody's a celebrity or not, the information has to come out. But he also um was just talking about how you know they're only doing this to cover up the fact that Donald Trump is doing good as far as the Republican Party doing good for America. And that's the truth. Everything that they do, meaning the Democrats, is to try to undermine everything Trump is doing. So, for instance, with inflation, you even had Kamala come out, on Jimmy Kimmel and talk about how inflation is high and everything is high when everything is dropping. Yeah, it may not be dropping at the rate that everybody wants it to drop, but it's dropping, period. And the numbers prove it because the CBO, who, the Democrats especially look for, they're the experts on the numbers, even admitted that, the 2.7 came in below the 3% that they predicted. So they're just lying. It's all to try to undermine what Trump is doing for the American people, And this goes for all of them, all the legacy media, shows like The View, shows like Jimmy Kimmel. These people are just Democrat, propaganda pushers. That's it.
Pickers, hedge funds, and guess who's on top? An 85-year-old congresswoman from California. And not by a little, by a lot. The latest numbers showing the best returns going back 14 years, going back to 2012, and Warren Buffett is tied with the S&P at around 300% returns. They've made a 300% return on invested capital. Nancy Pelosi dwarfing them at 897%, which means she's not winning by a little. She is the GOAT of investing. And
on top of that, you would think if she was smart, she wouldn't even, she would try to, be below or, below, honestly, yeah, below somebody like Warren Buffett. You know what I mean? So she wouldn't go as far as going all the way up to 800% in profits, in the market. So she's stupid even for doing that. But this the thing, it's not illegal. It's not illegal. And she's not going to come out and say, yeah, I'm using the information that I got in order to trade. She's not going to say that. So technically what she's doing is legal. And that's the reason why they're trying to clear the pathway for this to be illegal.
Why? How is she that good? Because she's been trading on inside information. Everyone knows it. Information she obtains from serving on these special committees in Congress. Pelosi also was the Speaker of the House for years, the top Dem in Congress, which means she was a member of the Gang of Eight, was briefed on oversight purpose or for oversight purposes on all big government contracts, military contracts, weapons sales, all non-public info that gave her a leg up, a huge leg up, an unfair advantage over the general public.
Senator, I mean, did the New York Times just discover that Pelosi's been making serious coin, trading stocks with potential inside information for what, decades?
Yeah, where were they 4 or 5 years ago when I was first passing stock trading bans through Congress and Pelosi was the one blocking it in the House of Representatives? Jesse, that's why we had to name the bill the Pelosi Act, because she is the poster child for everything that is wrong with insider trading in Congress. And by the way, for all we know, she's still doing it. I mean, right up till the second that she resigned, nobody has made more money than her. But for that matter, nobody made more money in public office than the Bidens did. Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's brother, the whole family for years and years. The media would never report that until now when they say, oh, yeah, what Biden did so unseemly. Where were they when he was making money hand over fist as a senator, as vice president, as president? Remember, his kid Hunter actually tried to sell land around one of our embassies when he was president. I mean, what in the
So what he's talking about is, and yo, a great movie. It's a movie on YouTube. That's what it's under. It's under movies. Look it up. It's called The Trump Card. It's a great joint. It goes into, all the corruption that they were doing during uh Trump's first term in office, and also, with the whole Russia hoax and all of that. But also they go into somebody that the narrator interviewed during the movie, who went into detail about Hunter Biden, I think Fred Biden, basically Joe Biden and his sons, how much corruption the Biden family is involved with. We're talking about like $1 billion construction projects. Like, these people made so much money. And now, when I watch this explained why Joe Biden or Jill Biden, whoever it was, uh, pardoned all his family, because they were doing so much corruption going all the way back, a whole decade. So it's crazy.
world is going on? It's a total pattern. It's a total cop-out. It's a total cover-up, and always is with the media.
Get this, Nancy Pelosi
Yeah.
first elected to Congress in 1987 in a special election for California's 5th congressional district. At the time, her net worth was $785,000. Today, her net worth north of $133 million. $133 million on a
They said it might be more.
$250,000 a year salary.
From trading stocks during her 37 years in Congress. That's according to a new report by the New York Post. The
God
former House
damn.
Speaker saw a whopping return of nearly 17,000% while in office, outperforming the
Yo, bruh. Yo. 17,000% is crazy, bro. God damn.
Dow. For taking office in 1987, a financial forum showed California Democrat and her husband reporting up to $785,000 worth of stocks in their portfolio. The report comes days after the 85-year-old announced she
Look at her.
won't be seeking re-election.
I bet
This
you
is
won't.
the kind
Yo, this the thing, bro. This the thing, bro. I keep saying it. I'm gonna keep on saying it. This is what they're mad at Trump about. They understood one thing, that Trump wasn't willing to go along with the bullshit. Trump was gonna do what Trump wanted to do, which was what? What he ran on. Making America great again. Right? Now everybody will go back to, black people gonna go back to, when was America great again? And all of this, and then try to pull the race issues and all of that stuff. But the fact of the matter is, making America great again just meant, making things affordable, people chasing the American dream, being able to afford a home, just like standard living in America. Like, you know what I mean? Like, going back to that. And the thing is this, that's what Trump ran on. That's what Trump is doing. And Trump and his administration is the only administration who is actually exposing the corruption within inside the government. Does that mean that I'm painting Donald Trump to be this perfect man who does everything correct and, by the book? No, I don't believe none of these presidents have done everything by the book. But who is exposing all this stuff? Donald Trump and his administration. So if he was with the elites, if he was with, making these insurance companies rich, who are the millionaires and the billionaires, he would be cool with, keep passing the Obama subsidies. He would be cool with just giving away all this money through USAID. He would be cool with keeping the Department of Education that ain't making none of the kids smarter, which is just funding a whole bunch of just throwing a whole bunch of money away in another department within inside of the government. He is saying, no, the days of us just throwing money at everything, at every problem, and it's not fixing it is over. Also, the money pipeline for you to take money through the back door is closed. And this is what they're angry about. They're angry that they no longer can get these things off. This is, bro. Trump is going to go down as the GOAT, bro. He's going to go down as the president who took it all down. And this is why they're angry at Donald J. Trump, bro. Nothing more, nothing less.
Stuff
What it
that
is.
makes people just hate government, hate politicians. It's disgusting. And I don't know why she just walks away from it with nothing happening to her. That's clearly inside information. There's no way she's got stuff.
Apparently, it is a very, very profitable business to be in politics.
Some members of Congress are trying to stop this from happening. There are a few of them who want to make it illegal for members of Congress to trade on inside information, which is crazy, considering it's illegal for all of us. A few of those members are Josh Hawley, who's been on this for years. This has been one of his core issues for years. Also, Democrat Ro Khanna, he's kind of in that group.
Yo, Josh Hawley, I like him, and he is one of the ones who actually expose a lot of shit, bro, with these companies, these multi-billion-dollar companies and things that they're doing, and more, bro, including this whole insider trading thing. He is official. He is like a Matt Gaetz type, speaking on the tough issues that everybody is scared to speak on. And I like him.
Group and Anna Paulina Luna, who yesterday explained why her legislation, the Pelosi Act, has been stalled in Congress, even though it's a Republican-controlled Congress. She explains how last week she met with the Speaker of the House, Speaker Johnson, who informed her that Democratic Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries has been demanding to his caucus that House Democrats block her congressional stock trading ban. Well, not anymore. Speaker Johnson will be bypassing them this week and bringing the bill to the floor.
To this discharge petition because they understand the problems of this. Well, I'm proud to report that I met with Speaker Johnson at 1 o'clock on Thursday. And the Speaker of the House understands and agrees that this is a problem. And we discussed the piece of legislation that we'll be bringing to the floor in the first quarter of this next year. And after it came out, because Democrats reported that Hakeem Jeffries, the leader of the Democrat Party, is actively working to block the ban on insider trading, that we will be securing the deal in the House Republican majority to ban insider trading for members of Congress from ever happening again in the United States of America.
Now, what can you say? What can you say, bro? Donald Trump is the one that's bringing all of this shit, down. He is the one that's bringing all of this stuff to the forefront and exposing it. And then you see the response. See, the response matters. When Hakeem Jeffries says that, he's basically, he's trying to block this issue. Why? If your party isn't doing insider trading, if this isn't a problem within the parties, right? Because it's both parties, it's not just Democrats, it's Republicans too, trust me. If it's not a problem, why are y'all trying to block it? Because it's stopping the money. And they love doing this insider trading. See, some of them are probably just a little smarter than Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is a fucking, a greed stricken sleazebag who doesn't care, and that's why her portfolio is so extensive, right? She's passing Warren Buffett. Come on, man, stop it. Stop it, bro. But these people are getting exposed, bro. So when you see that, you know that this is an issue. Same thing with the Obamacare subsidies. When you see Donald Trump in the Republican Party say, instead of giving the money directly to the insurance companies, how about we give the money directly to the people? And you see the response of the Democratic Party, which is still pushing for these subsidies to be able to go directly to these insurance companies. Then you see who's actually for the people. And this is why I keep saying, bro, I don't see what you see. I don't see what you see. I just don't.
This bill make a difference? If it passes and becomes law, yes, it will. It'll make a huge difference. The Pelosi Act prohibits members of Congress and their spouses from holding or trading stocks and related financial instruments entirely, meaning not only is it illegal to trade on inside information, they aren't even permitted to own or trade stocks at all while serving in Congress. The only investment they'd be able to make are in U.S. Treasury funds. So, will the bill ever become law? I kind of doubt it, but it needs to, because what they're doing, it hurts retail investors. It hurts everyone else who's playing by the rules, playing based on public information. For example,
fact.
check this out. Last week, Representative Gil Cisneros went on this buying spree, disclosed $2.5 million in stock purchases in November, including Caterpillar, Coinbase, and a bunch of others. But most notable was his purchase of Rheinmetall ADR, a German defense company providing mobility and security technologies to the German government, to Europe, and to the allies, to other U.S. allies. Now, Representative Cisneros happens to sit on the House Armed Services Committee. This is what we mean. The House Armed Services Committee, if you're on that committee, it means you're privy to classified information. He's responsible for oversight on classified defense contracts, the types of contracts that Rheinmetall receives for their services, something none of us have any possible legal way to obtain. Right. The definition of insider trading. Now, is that why he bought that stock? Or does he just like Rheinmetall? Did he just find them and just believes it's a good investment? I don't know.
Nah. RJ, you know for a fact that these people are just greedy people, bro. It's greed, bro. A lot of these people are starting to, and not even just now, this has been going on for decades, bro. They're getting into this whole politics arena because they see, like, listen, bro, these are people that, families are tied into these things. It's a long line of a history of understanding what government is and what government can be for you individually. So you got a lot of people who families have taught them to, go, to play the part, to go up in these ranks, and they, start at obviously these lower positions, and then go into being, in these committees, and then to the Senate, and then so forth, right? But they are privy to information on how these things can potentially be, a money grab. You know what I'm saying? Legally, though. And this is why I said, bro, money needs to be taken out of politics. Because if money is taken out, then you see who actually wants to serve the people. Because that's how it's portrayed. We're here to serve our people. We're here to serve our constituents. You know what I mean? We're here on behalf of our district. We're here on behalf of the state. You know what I'm saying? And, bro, as long as money at the rate, because we're talking about big money. We're not talking about, $25 donations, right? That should be the donations that people should be able to get. People donate to these parties and people get voted in. But instead, you have these big mega donors who are basically putting in who they want to put in, period. That's just the name of the game. It's pay to play. So as long as it's pay to play, you will have people that are going to serve their donors and serve the best interests of their individual self. That's it. They're not trying to serve the people, man. They're going to do a little bit, maybe pass some legislation, but they don't care about the people, man. These people care about themselves. They care about their families. They care about the kickbacks, the large sums of money that they can make being in these seats. Period. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. But this politics shit is wild. Like, you learn so much in this shit, though. I'll tell you that much. But anyway, let's get on to this next story with my guy, Brian Maxwell, and the Clinton files.
One thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false. And I need to go back to work for the American people.
For the American people. You see how, like, serious he looked at it, and how, like, you could have, like, you know what I mean? The average person would have believed this dude. Whole time he lying. Regular.
Now, what's amazing and crazy at the same time about that clip we just saw is, did you see how serious and intense his face got when he was speaking to the American people and telling everybody a bold-faced lie? Now, as you already saw, we started this video off with a clip of former President Bill Clinton blatantly lying to the American people with vigor and with eye contact directly to the people he was speaking at, while he totally made up a story and everything that he said was completely false. Now, the Democrats have been losing their mind because, with their demand of the Epstein files being released, it has been released. Hundreds of thousands of pages and photos have been released. And out of all of these things that have been released, they found 4 photos that had Trump in it that had already been previously released. Even so much that they had to take one photo and where he's standing with women around him and they're wearing the Hawaii wreaths around their necks. They blotted out the faces to imply that those women were underage when really it was a suntan lotion commercial being shot at Mar-a-Lago. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you that this Bill Clinton and Democrat rabbit hole goes way deeper than we thought.
Yo, hold on. Ain't it just so crazy? Because I ain't gonna lie, right? Like I say about a month or two ago, when, they was making this whole fuss about these Epstein files, and, they played the clip of Donald Trump at that, what was that? The one that, they be having a little what was that? What they call that shit? Board meeting or whatever? Committee meeting? I know it's a meeting with his cabinet. Cabinet meeting, right? When he had the cabinet meeting, and he was like, Epstein? We're still talking about Epstein? And it's like, and then he was talking about the how Trump is trying to not put the files out there. And so, like, honestly, it was like that small part of me that's like, is he hiding something? I don't know, right? But the thing is this, the reason why I knew it was all garbage was simply because Joe Biden and his administration would have been did this. Like, you know what I mean? So I kind of always, thought about that part of it. It's like, come on, they've been trying to literally get rid of this dude, like lock him up forever, bankrupt them, everything. If they was privy to some information with Donald Trump doing something, malicious, like, PDF, like, come on now. They was put that out there, full front. It's on every it was going to be on every headline, everything. So, but now what's crazy is over 400,000 files have been dropped. And this goes back all the way to when Trump had that it wasn't an inaugural speech. It was one of them big speeches that every president has once they get elected. It was when the Democrats weren't clapping at nothing and all of that stuff. And he made it clear, bro. It doesn't matter what he does, man. And listen, over 400,000 files have been released. And now it's just new. It's just, it's so redacted. It's so much stuff that's not there. What are they hiding? And it's like they still want to continue to make this about something else. When you clearly see that it's, obviously celebrities and stuff like that, but, one of the biggest figures is not Trump. It's actually Bill Clinton. But instead of them talking about that and the real issues, and I hear nobody talking about this. I think Brian Maxwell, and obviously I've covered it when he played it, but he played the Dead Man Switch recording of Virginia Giuffre saying verbatim that Barack Obama and Bill Gates was allegedly at the island, period. And I hear nobody talking about that. These files dropped. Bill Clinton is in hella pictures with this guy. Donald Trump was in a few, and it was mainly pictures that they already saw. And instead of them making it about the real story, they want to continue to kind of make it like Trump is hiding something.
So stick with me because you're going to see and hear some things that you probably have not seen because the mainstream media refuses to cover it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you what exactly they have said since
Yo, you see that? You see that? Look, it says up at the top, it says, is Bill Clinton a witness to sexual abuse of minors? Miss McClawley, objection, you can answer. Special Master, you can answer. Miss Claudia, just what you know. Yes, he would be a witness because he knew what my purpose there was for Jeffrey, and he visited Jeffrey's island. Miss McCauley, shh, please. What did it say? Wrong way. Let her finish. Okay, so I guess they were trying to interrupt her. There's pictures of new girls. Let me see. New girls. Let me just take me down. What the hell am I doing? New girls all around the house at all the houses, at all of his houses, and it's something that Jeffrey Epstein wasn't shy about admitting to people. So
this has come
It's
out,
all-
which will
it's in
blow
white
your
and black.
mind, especially when we think about how they treated it with President Trump. And I want you to tell me if you can tell any bias going on there. It's also going to be clips from Hillary Clinton because, you know, the Democrats are supposed to be the party that are for the people, especially for the women. I'm going to show you opposite of that. So as you see right here, this article titled, Bill Clinton officially named as Epstein's most prolific PDF file in leaked court documents, because Bill Clinton has been named specifically in testimony, like not any speculation specifically. But yet the mainstream media and the Democrats don't want to talk about that or any of the other people that are in it. So let's go down this rabbit hole right here. This is a collection of the photos that had been dumped recently. Check them out and see if you can recognize any of the other celebrities inside of them. Let's go with it. Check this out.
My bad, real quick, but also to their defense, probably a lot of them, bro, didn't have nothing to do with the other stuff. Who knows, though? You know, we know that, you know, we hear the stories about Hollywood and shit, so who knows, man. Oh, Bill was getting the sucky right there.
I am going to pause this. This right here is Kevin Spacey, the actor who also has many sexual assault allegations against him, so much that he got booted out of Hollywood. But that's who's there hanging out with them. Just wanted to make sure you knew that.
Freak booty ass white boys, man. Oh, not my boy Chris Tucker. Nah, bro. Nah, I can't. Hold on, no. Hold on. Not my boy Chris Tucker. Nah, bro. Do you think that's why Chris Tucker got really, really, you know, really religious? Nah, not my boy. Nah, no way. Not my guy. Uh-oh. That nigga, that pussy built like a box of cereal.
So as you saw in the pictures, you had Chris Tucker, Kevin Spacey was in several of them. Mick Jagger was there. Now, in these photos, the reason why the faces are blotted out is one of two reasons. Either they were victims, underage victims, or there's some supposedly innocent person who had nothing to do with anything nefarious and could be hurt just through the association. But in the law that was signed by Trump, it said that any like political figure or celebrity, there is no blacking out faces just for their reputation, only for people who were in a photo but had nothing to do with anything, but the photo was in the file, so it was released and updated. So now there's even worse photos of Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein. Now, let's listen at the Fox News breakdown as far as what's going on with Epstein, the investigation, and what this file dump actually proves and should settle once and for all in the minds, eyes, ears, and hearts of the American public who really give a crap about this country. Check out what Jesse Waters has to say about it.
We just got our hands on a ton of Epstein files. Our producers are going through them, packed with never-before-seen documents and photographs of Bill Clinton and major celebrities. Chief Washington correspondent Mike Emanuel has the details. Mike.
Jesse, good evening. There are hundreds of thousands of documents which the Justice Department began posting online late this afternoon. The documents are not labeled with much detail, so it's very time-consuming sorting through them. There are multiple photos of former President Bill Clinton. He is clearly recognizable, along with rock star Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones. Another one is labeled St. Trop Clinton Morocco Nude. There are redactions, but we don't have much context. In some cases, faces...
Yo, listen, one thing that's undeniable is that Bill Clinton was a freaky ass nigga, man. That's a fact. Freak booty ass nigga.
Are blacked out. The Justice Department says that is to protect any potential victims. There is a shot of former President Bill Clinton in a hot tub, but like many of these photos, it doesn't have any context provided by the DOJ. There is also a photo of Mr. Clinton with Michael Jackson and Diana Ross. The image includes a couple of victims or minors who have been blacked out.
If you're enjoying this video, do me a solid. Hit that thumbs up because I'll never ask you for a cash app, a super chat, or a donation. You hitting that like button, it helps the channel get the video.
Documents, for example, a document titled Masseuses, 7 pages with 254 lines, presumably names, all of them are blacked out. There's a note at the top indicating they are blacked out to protect victim information. The reason for the timing is 1 month ago, Congress passed a measure signed into law by President Trump. It called on DOJ to upload all the Epstein documents to a website the public could search. The law also states, quote, no record shall be withheld, delayed, or redacted on the basis of embarrassment, reputational harm, or political sensitivity, including to any government official, public figure, or foreign dignitary. Democrats are threatening legal action if all the documents are not up on the website by midnight. Jesse?
All right, Mike.
Yeah, they swear
Thank you
they
so much.
beasting.
You bet.
That's funny. They swear it's funny because they're pushing for this, and I mean, hey, maybe they're pushing even for Democrats to be exposed in this, but it's not what they wanted. It's not what they wanted. I don't know. Hey, who knows, man? Maybe they just happen to take out all of everything with Trump in it. Who knows? I don't know, bro.
Since all those photos have been dumped, listen to
crazy,
what
though.
they're saying about Bill Clinton all of a sudden.
No one even cares about nobody cares about
Nobody cares about Bill Clinton. No, nobody cares about Bill Clinton. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And that goes to show you the truth about all of this. All they care about is Trump. It's Trump in there. We don't care if any of your favorite celebrities were in there or your favorite singers or any of that. All we care about is Donald Trump in there? Because Donald Trump is the president and we need him to not be the president. We need to impeach him. We need to find anything to get rid of Donald Trump because he's taking our sweet cash from us and we need him gone immediately.
Hold on a second.
So now all of a sudden, nobody cares about Bill Clinton. Who cares if he was on Epstein Island? Who
These people
cares
are so
if he
fake.
did something with him? But with President Trump, and another thing they loving to say is, these pictures with no context. But when it was President Trump, they didn't care about context at all. When all of us were saying, hey, listen, man, we don't know what those pictures are about. What are y'all talking about? How are y'all jumping to conclusions? Oh, it was Trump. Guilty. But now some of their favorite celebrities are in there and their former presidents on the blue team. And all of a sudden, context matters. And you can't just go out throwing out allegations on people without concrete evidence, right? But yet they did it to President Trump repeatedly. Now, this guy was so off the hook. He even got a picture here. This is Bill Clinton. That's Epstein. Barack Obama and Adam Schiff are boarding the plane. This is a photo at Epstein's house.
And it's in the bathroom. If you go back, that's a picture that's in the bathroom. Look, you can see like a shower and it's above a toilet. You see it? If you see right under the picture, it's a toilet. You see toilet paper. He had a picture, a decorative picture of this in his bathroom.
He even got a picture here. This is Bill Clinton. That's Epstein. Barack Obama and Adam Schiff are boarding the plane. This is a photo at Epstein's house. Bill Clinton, Epstein.
Bro, Epstein know damn well he wasn't that built. That nigga body built like a fucking, like a trash truck.
Obama and Adam
Obama
Schiff.
What, he got
Isn't that nuts?
Up?
That's insane.
Yo, hold on. Is Adam Schiff and Obama sticking up middle fingers? That's what it looks like. It looks like they sticking up the middle finger.
That's how tight he was. You don't get a chance to make pictures like that and have them out publicly of former presidents without them saying, hey, take that down, or sending one of their secret agents to say, hey, man, take that down. You don't embarrass the former president. This guy has so much cojones and was so confident that he could do this in public and in their faces and that they wouldn't say anything. Now, what would give anybody that much confidence that they could put up a picture of a former president wearing dress and red high heels and nothing could be done about it unless you know you got the goods on this individual? As a matter of fact, while we talk about the goods, let's check this out that came from the Skip. The facts about Bill Clinton and his relationship with Epstein. Bill Clinton had Epstein at the White House 17 times. Bill and Hillary ditched Secret Service numerous times and went to Epstein's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico directly from the White House. Now, that Zorro Ranch is a whole nother interesting story because Jeffrey Epstein allegedly hit the lottery, hit the New Mexico lottery for like millions of dollars, claimed the ticket in the name of his trust. What are the odds of a convicted assaulter of little people in a mega lottery in New Mexico and using those funds to go buy a ranch? Think it might have been rigged, or do you think it was just his lucky day and he wrote those numbers in or got that quick pick and added more millions to the billions he already allegedly had? But let me continue. Bill Clinton is listed on the flight logs of the Lolita Express as a passenger 26 times. He was never listed on any other aircraft that Epstein owned besides the Lolita Express. 4 to 6 of those 26 trips included multi-stop trips. As of recently, there is no evidence now that Bill Clinton flew directly to or from Epstein's island, but one log entry shows a September the 15th, 2003 flight departing from the U.S. Virgin Islands to Palm Beach with Bill Clinton aboard, but does not indicate he arrived by Epstein's plane or visited the island. Usually, people land nearby St. Thomas Island and take a boat or a helicopter to Epstein Island.
So basically, that whole ordeal, they're able to actually say, technically, that the no logs show that Bill Clinton went to the Epstein Island. But what they're not saying is that they were actually going near there and taking a helicopter or a boat to the island. So, like, you know, that's why I said, bro, they put out some truth in these lies. And
Ghislaine Maxwell did have a helicopter flying license and owned her own copter. Urgent message for seniors brought to you on behalf of the sponsor of this video and partner of the show, as you see there. And there's this one picture where Bill Clinton, and that's him in the pool, and you see the blotted out face right here. There's one picture, though, of him and Epstein. They rocking their silk shirts. Oh, here's the picture right here. So you know, that's Virginia Giuffre, the woman who's no longer with us, doing the massage. And this is the picture of Bill Clinton wearing the blue dress and the red heels. Epstein literally has that.
Like that's the thing, right? You got an actual victim, Virginia Giuffre, this woman right here with the blue on, giving none other than Bill Clinton a massage, which is nothing wrong with it. From what I know, she was actually a masseuse in Mar-a-Lago at one point, or whatever the case may be. Beside the point. She actually is a person that went on record exposing people. And I don't know, I didn't look into everybody she exposed, but I know for a fact she said Obama and Bill Gates, for sure. So, you know, it's just funny how they just don't actually expose the truth about what's going on, bro.
Hanging at his house as people walk in. And as you see over here in testimony, sworn testimony, right here, did Jeffrey ever talk to you about Bill Clinton? He said one time that Clinton likes them young, referring to girls. So I don't know how much more blatant you can get when it comes to the Clintons. Now, you know, check this out, because now it's even hard for Bill Clinton to even go out in public without people just going crazy at him. Check out this clip where they're going to bring it to him several times at different speaking events. They're not letting him walk away from this. Check it out.
Nobody can dispute the fact
that you're a rapist.
that we need.
Bill Clinton is a rapist.
That's the problem.
Here's the problem. Bill Clinton is a rapist. Infowars.com.
He said Infowars.com. Yo, shout out to Alex Jones. Hey, yo, that's funny. He said you can't dispute the fact you're a rapist. Yo, they crazy.
See the way he flipped it. Now watch this hand. Watch how his hand starts to shake him when this man calls this out. Look.
That you're a rapist.
That we need.
Bill Clinton is a rapist.
That hand got to shaking. But he can't even go out in public now. Now here in this clip, you know, they're going to ask Hillary Clinton a flat out question. And to show you just how willing they are to lie, as you saw in the initial clip when he swore that he never had any sexual relations with that woman that we know to be.
Hillary Clinton was loyal to Bill Clinton. I give her that much.
A lie. And the fact he never told anybody to lie. That was a lie. But check this one out. The queen of lies, Hillary Clinton herself.
But she also knew that listen, women like Hillary Clinton understand that there are powerful, especially coming up during her time, there are powerful men that she needed to be around and Bill Clinton was one of them. He was up and coming. She knew that that would open doors for her. Like, Hillary Clinton is not stupid, far from it. But understand, Hillary Clinton is a fucking demon. A true demon, bro. And we seen that when she got the information that who was that? Gaddafi, I believe, got killed. And she's like, we came, we saw, we killed, or some shit. Like, she's a demon for real.
What role, if any, did you play in criticizing the character of the women who have accused Bill of sexual misconduct?
None. If somebody's willing to pay you $130,000 or $170,000 to say something, and you get your 15 minutes of fame, and you get your picture on the front page of every newspaper, and you're some failed cabaret singer who doesn't even have much of a resume to fall back on, and what's there she's lied about. You know, that's the daughter of Willie Horton, as far as I'm concerned.
What role?
Now, did you hear her have her country twang on during that interview too? I'm going to run it back just a little bit. Listen to the country twang she throws in just to try to cater to Southerners and people like she's just this regular woman, not knowing she's a deranged left-wing radical who does not give a crap about women.
Race singer who doesn't even have much of a resume to fall back on, and what's there she's lied about. You know, that's the daughter of Willie Horton, as far as I'm concerned.
What role, if any,
what's there she lied about? And if you don't know who Willie Horton is, Willie Horton is during the campaign against Mike Dukakis to get the Democrat nod or nomination to run for president. They brought up the fact of Willie Horton, who was released in some one of these crazy Democrat programs where they allowed offenders to go back out on the street. Well, Willie Horton was let out onto the street and took the life of a young white woman. And boy, the Democrats ran with that and showed how Mike Dukakis was not going to be a good leader, and he loved criminals.
Bush and Dukakis on crime. Bush supports the death penalty for first-degree murderers. Dukakis not only opposes the death penalty, he allowed first-degree murderers to have weekend passes from prison. One was Willie Horton, who murdered a boy in a robbery, stabbing him 19 times. Despite a life sentence, Horton received 10 weekend passes from prison. Horton fled, kidnapped a young couple, stabbing the man and repeatedly raping his girlfriend. Weekend prison passes. Dukakis on crime.
Bro, they was giving out prison passes back in the day. God damn. Yo, back in the day, bro, the prison was the streets, for real.
What's crazy is, fast forwarded to today, Mike Dukakis was really the foundation for the left-wing love of criminals that they got going on right now. So she brought up Willie Horton because at that time, that was a huge thing. Willie Horton was a black guy, and they took the craziest picture of Willie Horton they could find and put it out on the media and blamed this young woman's life being taken on the policies of Mike Dukakis up under this whole Willie Horton thing, just so you know what that meant as far as in reference. But Jennings had to come and save the day because they're trying to drag this thing. And now, forget about.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
About all of the people that are in the picture. Forget about Bill Clinton and all that. You want to know what Democrats are complaining about now? Oh, what's all these redactions? Well, we need to file lawsuits, redactions. And again, they're forgetting about the part that some victims don't want their name and information out there. But these Democrats are so deranged that they want to put people's personal information out just because they think they want to get a gotcha Trump. And do you know what I think is going to happen? They're going to push for these redactions to be removed, and it is going to bury the party. They're powerful people. They forget that Representative Robert Garcia from California, the Democrat, is the chairman of the Oversight Committee. He's overseeing this. He knows those redactions are there, and he's probably doing it to protect some people. But, you know, the Trump derangement, it does what it always does. It makes them run headfirst into traffic without thinking about the repercussions, just like it happened with these Epstein files. The only thing we've learned from the Epstein files is Epstein hated Trump. Trump hated Epstein. We also learned that the Democrats loved Epstein and Epstein loved the Democrats. That's what we learned. But check this out with Scott Jennings as he's going to take them to task.
Scott, don't you think that because they are not releasing everything that Congress and the president signed to say you have to release this in 30 days, doesn't it give more fodder for the conspiracies that exist? I mean, they're not following the law.
Well, look, they've released how many documents tonight? 200,000 or more? 400?
10% of that's
okay. So a good faith effort is being made to release files tonight.
Really?
They're obviously doing that. And I think as it relates to redactions, I mean, impression is that there's a whole lot of names of victims in there and minors and other people that you probably wouldn't want to release, and they do need to be redacted. Regarding Bill Clinton, I'm sorry to tell you, the reason that Bill Clinton's picture is in the Epstein files is because this has always been a story about Bill Clinton and not Donald Trump. We should call it the Clinton files, not the Epstein files. That's what we're learning. This is the Clinton files. This is the blowing up in the face of the Democrats over this. It's Bill Clinton. This is a story about Democrats and Bill Clinton.
Pictures of Donald.
Hey, yo, listen, man. Shout out to Brian Maxwell. We gonna end it on that one. Scott Jennings put it perfectly, bro. This is not a story about Epstein or Donald Trump. This is a story about the Democratic Party and Bill Clinton. That's why he said it should be called the Clinton Files. And that's true, bro. This is why you see who you see the most in these files, period. They can say about the redactions, but even when you go through the files, from what I've seen, from the information that I've seen about the files, because there's people that's actually doing the due diligence with this whole thing because they're like obsessed with Epstein and this whole ordeal. Cool, fine. But all we've really seen is Bill, a bunch of pictures of Bill, other celebrities, and also a few pictures of Donald Trump. And the one picture that they blocked the eyes out, they try to make it seem like that they were minors. But come to find out, that picture was from a commercial that they did or something. It was something like that. But the whole point is this, is that the goal was to try to make Trump look bad, and all it did was backfire on the Democratic Party. But they knew this. Come on. They knew this. This is the reason why the Democrat judges blocked it initially. They blocked it. And they wanted redacted. They wanted it redacted. They only wanted, listen, they had a bill that came up to release the Epstein files and release everything. They blocked it. They didn't want to release everything. They only wanted to release the things that made Donald Trump look bad. That's it. So this is a fact. This isn't speculation. This is a fact. So at the end of the day, they got what they wanted. Come on. They already let it be known that releasing the files, obviously, you got to protect some of the victims. Like they redacted all the masseuses. Because these are people that the press and everybody else is going to, come on now, these people are going to get harassed. People going to, these are people who let this go, got over it, maybe aren't even here anymore. It's like these people are over this type of stuff. If they wanted, listen, there are victims that came forward that tell their story and got their, their story out there, and they're out here telling their story. But there also are, they said thousands, maybe hundreds. I don't know what the exact number is, but there are a lot of people who don't want to be involved with this, who went through what they went through, and they just want to get over it and live their lives. You know what I'm saying? And then there's also celebrities who have nothing to do with, the malicious things with Jeffrey Epstein, and who might have just took a picture with the dude or did a business deal or whatever. This dude was in the mix with a lot of people, obviously. Like, he definitely was in the mix with Hollywood and, politicians, period. So, it's definitely a crazy thing, and listen, the victims do deserve some type of justice. And Bill, and basically they said that, who was it? Acosta and somebody else was people that came forward and gave depositions and whatnot. And they're Republicans. But Bill and Hillary Clinton were basically refusing to come testify under oath. But now I guess they're subpoenaing them. And basically they're saying that they could potentially go to jail if they don't. So we'll see what happens. They'll probably testify and then get a lawyer and then pretty much keep saying they plead the fifth or something. Shit. I don't know what will happen. We'll see what comes of it. But the fact of the matter is, bro, is that it's definitely the Clinton files. That's for sure. People can't deny that. And there's a lot of people that send these things, and they should be held accountable for sure, as far as this whole thing goes. But, it's crazy, man. The Democrats should have just let Trump alone, man. I ain't gonna lie. They should have just left that man alone. Because he is going to bury them, bro. It's crazy. I don't see these people getting elected no time soon. But anyway, man, that's the show for today, man. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you hit that like button, share the video. Also, comment down below Also, subscribe to the channel. Hit that button right now for your boy. It costs you nothing. Also, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time your boy go live. This your boy SL550. This is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast. Until next time, I'm out. Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
a poor man prayers.
Every man bleeds,
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. Yeah, I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again.